The Little Mermaid has been a beloved Disney classic since 1989, and on May 26, 2023, the live-action remake was released in theaters. This premiere has sparked a lot of controversy and hate across the internet.
And as expected, the film is garbage.
It's brighter at times, but then it's always dark, but then they somehow have light.
Only imagine the panic that is starting to happen at Disney as they are seeing the bad reviews start to roll in for The Little Mermaid.
So why are people so mad about the new version of this beloved story? And why is it seeing little success outside of America? We explore these questions and more in this review. The live-action remake storyline remains almost the same to the original. However, there are a few changes and new songs that were added in throughout the film. Despite the additional changes, none of them seem to do much for the character development or pushes the character along. It just seems to add to the knowledge of the viewers. One of those things would be Ariel's voice is referred to as a siren song, or telling us that Ursula is King Triton's sister, none of which seem to be explained or added any value to the storyline whatsoever. Speaking of Ariel, the most noticeable strengths of the character development was found within Ariel and Eric. This was played by Halle Berry as Ariel and Jonah King as Prince Eric. This was a great choice of casting because the chemistry between the two was remarkable. To be honest, Ariel seemed very simple within the movie, while Prince Eric had an adventurous and artistic yet humble side within him, and somehow both of them shared common interests which complemented the other. An example of this is their passion for collecting treasures, or their time spent together knowing each other and the villagers around the island. In this film, we can see the progression of their relationship in a very natural way. One pain point that got many viewers upset was Ariel saving the prince at the end and Ariel's simplistic dress. Of course, Ariel did not get a stunning princess gown like the original film, but Ariel's dress remained quite the same. It was a baby blue dress that kept in theme of the island. Another thing that was noted was the characters Sebastian and Flounder were another pain point in the film. Sebastian's accent as a Jamaican crab sounded extremely heavy and almost annoying. It did not feel natural, and Sebastian in the live-action remake seems more bossy towards Ariel than sarcastic and funny, like the animated film. The CGI remake for Sebastian isn't as fun as before, however, it is very realistic to a normal crab in nature. The CGI for Flounder, however, was heavily criticized because Flounder's vibrant yellow is not as visible in the remake. Both characters, unfortunately, do not play a strong role as they previously did in the animated film. Sadly, neither does Trident. In the movie, Trident seems more power-hungry than a caring dad, though that's not exactly the intention. Ariel doesn't see eye to eye with her father, but he seems more distant to her than the original film. And in the animated film, you can see Trident instantly regretting destroying her collection, and you can see his support at her wedding. However, for the remake, we don't see Trident at the wedding, really, but on the exit rowboat, we see him at the end when Eric and Ariel are about to leave for their honeymoon. It was also here where we saw other merfolk apart from Ariel's family for the very first time. Before this, the sea felt very empty. It didn't feel like other people lived down there. It was just Ariel, her family, and the fishes, which was quite different from the original animated film. I believe that if they added any merfolk into the beginnings or during the numbers with Ariel, I feel like it would be more realistic and more true to the original film. Though Ariel's relationship with Trident was a bit different in both films, I think they did an amazing job with this one-liner. You shouldn't have to give up your voice to be heard. The line was delivered very heartfelt and gave the movie a strong ending. Music-wise, the composition of the music was quite beautiful. However, the new music that has been added, it wasn't really memorable, and one could have been left out of the movie, and I felt like it was placed in very awkwardly, was Scuttlebutt.
Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up!
What?
Hey, have you not heard the scuttlebutt?
Your butt.
No, the gossip, the buzz, the who said what, who does that, yeah, the scuttlebutt.
About this. It is called Scuttlebutt. And if ever our military men and women at Gitmo need to get information out of a terrorist in short order, they need to play this at full volume for like 25 seconds.
I did not see much of a need for a rap hip-hop music number within the film. However, regardless of this, the voice and the singing for each character was done well. The scenery and set design was also well done. The CGI actually turned out a lot better than the regular Disney films. The attention to details from the coral reef was noted, and the sea creatures felt real. Even the detail to Ariel's hair floating in tune with the waves was quite stunning. The CGI did not, however, complement the Under the Sea song, as it didn't feel as magical. This was maybe because the creatures did not exactly sing or dance or played an instrument with Sebastian like before. It was just Sebastian singing and pointing out the different creatures. For some hardcore fans, some found it very upsetting that Ariel danced and sang along with Sebastian during the scene of Under the Sea. But it was also noted that CGI still did a pretty good job at capturing what wildlife would really look like under the sea. So, the CGI was good, and the set design was good, and two of the main characters in question, were done properly, then why is it that the reception of this is not doing well overseas? You know what? That's a good question. The reason why this started, the movie posters for The Little Mermaid in other countries at the premiere were considered whitewashed. Especially in China, the black figure of Halle Bailey is not clearly seen in the poster. Actually, you can only see her figure in the poster in the background. This sparked a lot of debates. Not only that, review bombing is causing the ratings of the movie to fall very heavily. So what is review bombing? This is when a lot of internet trolls post multiple negative reviews under multiple accounts to bring a movie rate down. So IMB acknowledged that this was indeed a factor contributing to The Little Mermaid 2023 film's downfall in rates, because 12,000 reviews gave the movie a 1-star rating out of 28,000 reviews in just 3 days. Review bombing is very common for movies that are or could be considered very controversial because, of course, The Little Mermaid was done within a European style where she was white and it changed to her being black. Because of that, a lot of people are still on the edge whether or not to accept Halle being the new Ariel. But to be honest, she was wonderful and natural in the role as a Ariel, and I loved her. I strongly believe it's best for you to see the movie yourself and form your own opinions of the movie. Personally, I enjoyed the film, but was mainly disappointed with Sebastian and the side characters, but the pacing, the storytelling, the camera shots were well executed and a good tribute to the original film. I actually cried at the end. I thought it was very emotional. Another pain point that I personally didn't like was that the islanders had very much of a natural accent, and even Jamaican patois was included in the dialogue, and I really loved that. However, the only problem I had was that the black islanders were the only ones that had an accent. The white people on the island did not even have an accent, even though they all live on the same island. And I don't know if that had to do with culture appropriation or something that Disney was going from, but coming from Jamaica, if you were Asian, black, white, anybody, everyone had a Jamaican accent, even though we are of a different race. And I think they could have done that throughout this film too. Regardless, I really do appreciate the film for what it is. It was beautiful. I think the CGI was wonderful. And even though there's controversies around Flounder, Sebastian, Trident, or even the fact that Ariel has a siren song that wasn't even contributing to the plot, I believe we can all take away something that we like and do not like from every movie that we view. So please comment below what your thoughts are, and I'll see you in the next video.